Yeah, we are live now. So thank you so much, Russ and Ma'am Hira, for taking out a time from your busiest routine. And I can see that nowadays you have number of responsibilities regarding students are applying for the September intake, and we can see that it's a major intake and how it impact on you can say a Pakistani student. So welcome you, both of you, and I would like to introduce myself first, and then I'll introduce you. Guys, my name is Ismail Zahoor, and I'm representing Prospects Consulting. We are an education consultancy based in Pakistan, in the two major cities, Lahore and Islamabad, and we are thriving for our best services. So we would like to see you all, your answers, your comments, and we would like to answer your questions. So I would like to introduce Mr. Russ, and who is a regional manager South Asia and representing Coventry University. So welcome, Russ.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I would like to introduce Ma'am Hira, who is representing Pakistan as a country manager, and she has been with the Coventry University since last 5 years. So really glad to see you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ismail. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, welcome both of you on board, and let's start now.
Sure.
Great. Okay. Thanks very much, Ismail, and thanks to Prospects for inviting us along to have this webinar today. This gives us an opportunity really to talk a little bit about Coventry University for some students who have logged in to hear a little bit more. So what I'll do today, I've got a few things to talk about, but I'll start off really by talking about Coventry University itself. So Coventry is the 15th ranked university in the Guardian rankings, and we're a modern university, and we have two campuses in the UK. So one is in Coventry City itself, and the second one is in London. And Coventry City campus, I should say, is the main campus, and there we have courses in business, and with courses in engineering and computing, and health and life sciences and arts as well. So that's where the majority of our courses are. And in London, what we have there is it's a business campus, so business school. You get all of different kinds of bachelor's and master's courses in business, which I'll come on to a little bit more later on. So that's where the campuses are. Coventry itself is a medium-large city, really based in the Midlands of the UK, quite near to Birmingham, which is the nearest big city in the UK. It's about 15-20 minutes away from Coventry. And Coventry is about 1 hour away from London as well on the train. So in terms of the campus, Coventry City campus is based in the middle of the city. So it's in city centre, within walking distance of everywhere in Coventry. You've got all of your supermarkets and your cafes and your restaurants, etc. And they are maybe 5 or 10 minutes walk away from the campus itself. And in London, the campus is also based in central London. For those of you who have been to the UK before and know London, it would be Zone 1, which is what we call the middle of the city. Slightly to the east, and you've got around there lots of different businesses that operate. And in fact, quite a few of those businesses we have internships for with our students in London. A lot of banks, etc., and consulting firms and different kinds of firms. Mainly they're based in London. So for our London students, it gives quite a good opportunities for internships and things when they're there too. As for the classes in Coventry, one thing I'd say, Coventry is one of the largest recruiters in the UK for international students, third largest, in fact, in the country. So our classes are very diverse. We have students from over 100 countries who attend Coventry. So it's a very international experience, both in the main campus and in London. So when students come along to study there, we'll end up having networks and friends with people all across the world, which is also an important part of the international study experience, which is less talked about really, but I think it's quite important for students to get that network for them. It'll be very helpful later on for career opportunities, etc. We have quite a lot of different courses, really. It's a diverse list. I think amongst students from Pakistan, Probably some of the most commonly chosen courses are our business courses and also our engineering and computing courses. So, for example, at bachelor's level, we have Bachelors of Global Business Management in our London campus, and we have Bachelors of Business Management in Coventry itself. Those are two quite popular courses, but we have quite a lot of different courses in business, such as business management, marketing management. We have
Artificial intelligence, cybersecurity.
absolutely in our engineering. I'm just talking about in business first. We also got our suite of MBA courses as well for postgraduate students, which are quite popular. We have one MBA in London, which is in Coventry, which is for more of a experienced student, like you need at least 2 years experience to do the MBA in Coventry, and then in London we have a range of freshers MBAs. So some students want to get out of finishing their bachelor's and then progress into a master's in business, and we have opportunities for you there as well. So there's quite a few different options for students. In engineering, as Hira was saying, we've also got things like we have mechanical engineering, automotive engineering, we have data science, we have computer science as well, and there's quite a lot of different options there for students. Particularly with the masters, we're actually operating a 1+1 model, so 1 year of studying and then 1 year of internship as well in quite a lot of our engineering courses, including computer science and various others too. So there's quite a lot of different opportunities there for students. Actually, one thing we're quite big on at Coventry is internship opportunities. We realized years ago, actually, that one of the things that students are most interested in is getting work experience when they finished their degree. Statistics tell us that students who actually get a internship when they study are much more likely to progress well when they've finished, especially if they're staying in that host country. So we've been very big on that. We have a 5-star employability rating from QS to really sort of highlight, I suppose, our efforts, and our teams have won awards on their ability for putting students into internships. So you're in very safe hands with those courses. And it is very important, more than ever these days, because it's a very competitive environment out there. Lots of students are studying overseas, so you need to come back with some kind of competitive advantage when you're looking for jobs. And an internship at top companies like we work with at Coventry can really help you with that. Other courses as well that are popular, we have health and life science courses. We have quite a few of those courses actually run at, for the postgraduates, run at 20 months. So it's 12 months of actual teaching and then 8 months of internship afterwards. And that's guaranteed as well. So we'll place you into an opportunity there. And or you can do research projects within the university, but the visa itself is not curtailed, of course. And that's a real added advantage there. We have things like biomedical science, for example, is one where you get an 8-month internship afterwards. So that can be quite an important advantage for students. And we also have
biotechnology, pharmacy, pharmacology, and drugs discovery. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And we have an arts and humanities school as well, which lots of different courses in there in terms of like journalism and English literature and language and things like this. So quite a wide variety of courses that we offer. There's something for everyone. But amongst Pakistan students, tends to be the most popular is our business courses and engineering and computer courses as well. So that's a little bit about the university. Just a couple of other statistics for you though as well. We have recently been awarded 5 stars, as I said, by QS for our employability, but also for our facilities and teaching as well, teaching standards. So 5 stars, which we're very proud of. Now we have a TEF Gold, which is Teaching Excellence Framework of gold level. So you know you're in good hands. We tend to employ a lot of our professors who have come from the industries in which they're teaching, actually. So a lot of our engineering professors have worked at quite a high level within engineering and in business too. A lot of our lecturers in business have themselves been successful business people, and in fact in some cases are just teaching part-time because it's something that they enjoy doing, passing on that experience. I think that's probably what's helped us get such a good reputation for employability, because the professors are able to show the students what it is that they need themselves. When they're hiring graduates in their own companies, they are teaching our students to become those types of graduates. So it's a very practical and very hands-on kind of work that you do, probably more so than you might do back home, where it can be a bit more theoretical, sort of book-taught type of learning, whereas Coventry it's much more practical. Of course, there are exams and there is plenty of book learning you have to do as well, but we like to get our students involved in group assignments and work, you know. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Res, for such a...
I think we've lost Ismail there for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a little bit about Coventry anyway. And
thank you so much, Raj, for such a brief introduction about Coventry University. And I think I need to ask a question a bit earlier. You can see nowadays the situation is getting very much different due to COVID-19. So
Sure.
how Coventry leading in this situation? And can you please throw some light that what is the current situation in the UK and how you are going to take on this? Thank you.
Sure, absolutely. Well, it'd be nice to put a very bright light on it, but it's not quite like that at the moment in the UK, of course. We've had our troubles with the COVID-19 virus. Everyone's working at home, including myself. This has become commonplace. But Prime Minister Boris Johnson, had did a speech on Sunday where he talked about opening up the country again. So currently what's happened is Britain was hit relatively hard by the virus initially, but the curve is being flattened as it was, and the amount of problems that we've had here has been coming down significantly now. So it's a lot more, people are a lot more hopeful here now than they were like a month ago when people were panicking, but it's not really like that anymore.
Yeah.
And we're now talking about when we can reopen the offices and people will go back to work, etc. So it's becoming a lot more optimistic, I think. Not to say we're out of the woods yet, because we're not. But as we can see, like across Europe, in fact across the whole world, I mean, you're seeing these same issues playing out. But now that there's been social distancing going on in the UK, it's actually enabled us to control the epidemic much more than we had done initially. And like here in Coventry, what we've done, a lot of students, for example, students who are currently at the university, they wanted to go home. And we appreciate that people at times like this want to be home rather than in a foreign country without family. So we allowed the students to go home, and we cancelled their accommodation costs, so they didn't have to pay anything like being at home and in the UK, which of course helped. That would cost them, the university, millions of pounds, of course, but it's the right thing to do. And you don't want to charge people when they're not actually there, you know. And we've been doing our teaching online. And actually, Coventry is an award winner coming to online teaching. And in fact, in the Guardian recently, there was an article about certain universities in the UK, of which Coventry was one, who really excel at the online delivery of courses. We've been having some quite positive feedback from our students about the online teaching as well. But like honestly, I think the COVID issue isn't really it's not going to go away immediately. Certainly, it'll still be with us for a few more months, I believe, in total. But it's going to get gradually less and less of an issue, and we're turning the corner on it quite quickly, actually. So I'm quite happy with that now. And yeah, so that's a little bit about that. And in terms of what will happen next, I think some students are probably interested to hear about like our own plans for this year at Coventry in terms of course delivery and stuff like this. For us, we plan to have September business as normal, that we don't see that there should be any issue at the moment to holding our September intake. That will be like four and a half months away.
That's a great decision, and
Sorry?
I guess that's a great decision, and you are leading in a right direction. That's most of students are really concerned about that about the September intake, and they really want to seek an information from the university official. So yeah, students who are with us, you can listen to us. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. For us, we're thinking it'll just be business as usual. We're not anticipating a delay on the intake or anything like this. I mean, should it happen, and I don't think it will, but should it happen that we do have to delay the intake, I couldn't see it happening by more than a few weeks or a month or something like that, maybe. But even so, I doubt it. I think it will just be as per normal.
As normal, yeah.
One thing that we will probably do is implement some kind of social distancing even within the lecture theatre. So students might not be sitting right next to each other, but nearby each other, and encouraged initially at least to not be particularly physically close to other students, that sort of thing, because just for safety and precautions. But yeah, I don't see any problem with September right now.
Yeah, I guess that's great news. Yeah. So we have covered a bit introduction about Coventry University. You have pretty qualified the criteria that how Coventry University being ranked in the top on the basis of TEF, on the basis of Guardian University Guide. That's really great, and we are very privileged to work with the Coventry University as one of the leading recruiter from the Pakistan, I guess. So
absolutely, yeah.
So,
Prospects is a very key part of us.
That Prospects Consulting is working with the you can say a top agent is working with the Coventry University. So we are processing with no fee, and we are entertaining students with no fee. So this is I can see it's a best partnership. I can see a best situation where students can apply. So that's great. So coming to the next question, which Pakistani students are really seek towards is the fee and the scholarship opportunities at Coventry University. So would you like to share some points on this?
Sure. So what we have currently, I mean, we've put together quite a big suite of different opportunities for our international students, including Pakistani students, for September intake onwards. Well, whilst this isn't on our website yet, you should expect to see it within a week or two. So what we have is we're offering what we call Phoenix Awards for our students that are enrolling. So basically, it will be dependent to a certain degree on how big your scores were at your previous study, be it your high school if you're doing bachelor's, or your bachelor's degree if you're going for master's. But we have these things, Phoenix Awards. What they will do is we're offering out free accommodation within the university to our students at bronze, silver and gold levels, depending on what your scores were, etc. Bronze will be available for everyone. Silver is normally if you've got, well, we have to actually work out what the percentage is, but it would be a good grades at your undergraduate level. Such, for example, perhaps 65 or 70, something along those lines. And then gold is for high achievers. Again, this is the equivalent of someone who has got a very strong previous study background.
90% above in the postgraduate, and 1-1 degree or 1-1 degree. Or in undergraduate must have nearly A stars or A's would qualify for fully funded accommodation for the whole year.
Yeah, ma'am, you have used the word 1-1 degree. So Pakistani students need to have a bit clarification on this. Would you please clarify this point?
So we'll get back on it more in detail, but generally it is 90% or above marks in your last qualification to qualify for the fully funded accommodation. And then as Russ described, that there was silver medalist in that as well. that is 80% or above to qualify for a 2 semesters accommodation, and then the bronze ones is for everyone, and that is for 1 semester accommodation, and there is no grade requirement in that. But by the name of Phoenix Award, it will be available on our websites very soon. Yes,
and there may be some flexibility with those percentages as well, but we'll print that up shortly. So what it actually entails, the award is, bronze medalist will give you free accommodation for the first semester. Silver medalist will be free accommodation for the first 2 semesters, and gold is free for the entire year. Now, if you put that into, if you want a figure on that as to what kind of cost saving that would be, if we're looking at accommodation like student accommodation, this would be normally around about £500 or £600 per month, including your bills. So if you imagine that over the course of a semester, it really adds up. So that's quite a big amount of money. I mean, over the course of a year, you're looking at more than £5,000-6,000 or something like that. And of course, partially for the silver and bronze. And so that itself should be quite an attractive prospect for students. It'll be a saving to their overall costs of many thousands of pounds. We also offer free airport transfer and arrival once you get to the UK, and we'll also be providing you with some vouchers for the Centre for Global Engagement. £500 for the bronze, £750 for the silver medalist, and £1,000 for the gold medalist. And the Centre for Global Engagement is part of the university that works with students on things like overseas trips, study abroad, things like this. So there are lots of opportunities that we have for students to take them overseas to see different countries across Europe or wherever it might be on study trips. And we'll be giving either £500, £750 or £1,000 voucher to these students as well for that. So that's an extra helping if you want to take advantage of the opportunities that we have there at Coventry.
Yeah, that's great. And I can see students, you can find a number of scholarships, and as Russ has discussed just now. So there are plenty of scholarships that are available to avail the accommodation opportunity, and I guess this is a wonderful opportunity. Yeah.
Thanks. Yes, actually, Coventry, because if you look at our ranking at 15, and you look in that the other universities around that mark, you'll see that their fees is generally higher than Coventry anyway. Often by about 20–25% higher, quite a lot higher. Our fees have always been thought of as being quite reasonable for our position. So as a result of that, we've never really had very big scholarships to give out, because we've never really needed it, to be honest, because people see the value that they get. So now, with these scholarships, which are potentially many thousands of pounds, depending on which segment you get, it's quite a big help, I think, for students. These aren't the easiest of times, so anything that we can offer that helps students and their families save several £1,000s is no doubt going to be quite welcome.
And on top of it, the parents would have a lot of concerns that where exactly their child is going, where he'll be staying, kahan jaake rahega, wo jagah kaisi hai. तो उस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से हेल्थ एंड वेलबींग के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ये एक बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव था कि आप जहाँ पे रह रहे हैं वो फुली यूनिवर्सिटी की ओन हाउसिंग है और फुली केटर्ड है. तो इट्स नॉट कि आप इधर उधर घूम रहे हैं और आप जो है वो हेल्थ और सिक्योरिटी पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, ये पेरेंट्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आई थिंक ये बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव हमने लिया है कि स्टूडेंट्स को और उनके पेरेंट्स को पता है कि उन्होंने कहाँ जाके रहना है और किन क्या सराउंडिंग्स हैं, और स्पेशली जब यूनिवर्सिटी उस अकोमोडेशन को ओन कर रही है तो उसकी सारी सिक्योरिटी, हर चीज़ का ख्याल और एहतियात जो है वो यूनिवर्सिटी खुद ले रही है. तो ये एक मेरा ख्याल है कि बड़ा अच्छा इनिशिएटिव लिया गया.
Exactly. I guess that's a great initiative, ma'am, by the Coventry University. So, yeah. So coming towards, I think, Russ, we have done with the presentation, or do we have something to discuss?
From my point of view, that's pretty much it in terms of what I wanted, the message I wanted to get across. Just to sum up then, mainly that the message, that the most important thing was that we're planning to have business as usual for September. We don't see it being delayed. Coventry as a university will try everything we can to fulfill our obligations. We have said that we will do September, so we will want to do our September. The next thing is we have this suite of different scholarships as well, which will be many thousands of pounds for a lot of students. This will be finalized. You should see this actually on our website in the next week or two. But this is one of the most generous offerings of scholarships that I've ever seen at Coventry. And Coventry being the largest recruiter of largest recruiter of students from Pakistan in the UK, and third largest of students in the UK all across the world. We have a lot of support for students when they arrive, so that they don't need to feel nervous or anything coming to a new country. A lot of people will do, obviously, because being away from home and everything, but we have a lot of experience of looking after students from overseas as well, so they need not be worried.
Of course.
Yeah. When you said largest recruitment from the Pakistan, I really agree with you, Russ. The reason is that I have been in the past. I have been the part of Coventry University. I was the recruitment manager. So yeah, I really agree with you. And the kind of student support which Coventry University is providing, that is marvelous. So yeah, and the kind of student satisfaction level in the Coventry University is really high. So yeah, that's great. So coming towards the section where we have decided to include the number of questions, and Ma'am Hira will cater those questions and try to answer as relevant as possible. So ma'am, number of students are asking about that in current situation. You can see from Pakistan, number of students are applying for the Coventry University English test, CUET. So in such condition, COVID-19, what are your take on this? How you are supposed to give the IELTS waiver option? Is it available for the September intake or not? So students are very keen to know about this. Over to you, ma'am.
Sure. So first of all, we have alternate options. So if a student has 70% above marks in their FSC English, which is out of 200, 140 or above, they straight away get an IELTS exemption. They don't need any IELTS. It's for both undergraduate and postgraduate, right? If he has 70% above in English, FSC English, no IELTS required. Then if a student has O-levels English grade A, B or C, he will straight away get an IELTS exemption. On top of it, we run our own assessment test as well, which is called CUET. Due to the situation now, we are not conducting it anymore because that is a paper-based test, but we are planning to shift it to online. And the online test hopefully will be out from next month, Russ, if I'm not wrong. We are planning to convert it into online from next month.
Correct,
so
yeah.
There's going to be a good news for the student that's sitting in their home. They can appear for this test. And also in the meantime, we are accepting IELTS invigilator test for IELTS exemption, TOEFL IBT, and Oxford International English test. There's a fee for this test, which is £50, and we do accept this test. So it's entirely up to the student if they want to take these three tests, which I've named: TOEFL IBT, IELTS Invigilator, and Oxford International. They can give that, or they can wait for our English test to be set up as online from next month. And that would be free of cost. Coventry test is going to be free of cost.
Yeah, that's great, ma'am. That's great. And students are asking about Duolingo test.
Duolingo test.
So, actually, I just wanted to add something on the Duolingo. Yeah, I've heard confirmation today that we will be accepting that moving forward. It hasn't actually. This is just literally about 1 hour ago. I heard that. So I'm waiting for official confirmation from the director, but that should be coming through very soon.
So we got enough official news from Russ today in a live session. So that's great.
Semi-official,
Yeah.
semi-official.
ओवर टू मैम। पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट्स काफ़ी कंसर्न है इस हवाले से कि वो फीस पे करें या ना करें, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि सितंबर इनटेक है और दे आर कंसर्न कि एम्बेसीज कब ओपन होंगी। तो उसी के रिगार्डिंग मैं क्वेश्चन आपकी स्क्रीन पे मैम शेयर कर रहा हूँ। ये स्टूडेंट ने हमसे भी पूछा है लाइव सेशन में कि इज इट ओके टू पे अ फी राइट नाउ फॉर द सितंबर इनटेक और शुड आई वेट फॉर द एम्बेसी ओपनिंग इन पाकिस्तान?
Sure. So I would recommend कि आप अपना प्रोसेस कंप्लीट करें और जितनी जल्दी हो सके आप अपनी जो ऑफर लेटर के ऊपर कंडीशंस हैं उनको मीट करें, अपनी फ़ी पे करें, इंटरव्यू प्रिपरेशन की तरफ आएँ, जो टेस्ट्स हैं, जो ऑल्टरनेट है आइल्स का या इंग्लिश का टेस्ट है, यानी कि आप प्रिपरेशन की तरफ आएँ। क्योंकि अगर खुदा न खास्ता गॉड फॉरबिड अगर सितंबर फॉर सम रीज़न नहीं भी होती, हम बहुत पॉजिटिव हैं सितंबर रन होगी, लेकिन इन केस अगर नहीं होती तो कॉवेंट्री की साल में 3 इनटेक्स होती हैं और ये आज से नहीं, हम 10 साल से 3 इनटेक्स रन कर रहे हैं। वी हैव सितंबर इनटेक, वी हैव जनवरी इनटेक एंड देन वी हैव मई इनटेक। सो अगर किसी वजह से स्टूडेंट सितंबर में नहीं ज्वाइन कर पाता तो वो जनवरी में ज्वाइन कर सकता है, अगर वो जनवरी में भी ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाता तो वो मई में ज्वाइन कर सकता है। और ये हमने स्टार्ट ऑलरेडी हम 10 साल से इसको प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं। बहुत सी ऐसी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं जो पहली दफ़ा शायद सोच रही हैं कि अगर सितंबर रन नहीं होगी तो हम सोचते हैं कि हम जनवरी इनटेक भी निकाल लें, लेकिन कॉवेंट्री तो 10 साल से इस चीज़ को ऑलरेडी प्रैक्टिस कर रहा है और टॉप रिक्रूटर है पाकिस्तान से अपनी तमाम इनटेक्स के अंदर। तो हम बहुत पॉजिटिव हैं। आप अपने प्रोसेस को कंप्लीट करें, आप अपना इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करें, आप आइल्स का टेस्ट दें या ऑल्टरनेटिव टेस्ट दें और वी आर वेरी होपफुल कि इंशाल्लाह रन होगा और अपनी फीसेस आप पे करें। मेरा ये मशवरा है।
That's great, that's great. मैम एक क्वेश्चन ये मैंने ऑलरेडी आपसे पूछ लिया अबाउट अ ड्यूलिंगो टेस्ट, बट जो स्टूडेंट कंसर्न ये है कि जब वो वीज़ा इमिग्रेंट ऑफिसर के पास जाएगा, सो देयर इज एनी काइंड ऑफ नीड कि उसको ये दोबारा टेस्ट आइल्स देना पड़ेगा या ड्यूलिंगो की बेस पे ही वो एक्सेप्ट हो जाएगा वीज़ा ऑफिसर?
जी, ड्यूलिंगो की बेस पे ही एक्सेप्ट होगा और जब हम कैश इशू करते हैं तो हम उसके अंदर कैश स्टेटमेंट में अपडेट करते हैं कि आप हमने किस बेस के ऊपर स्टूडेंट को असेस किया है, तो उसके अंदर ये अपडेट हम कैश स्टेटमेंट के अंदर अपडेट करते हैं।
सो आई होप अहमद आपको आपका आंसर मिल गया। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर आस्किंग अ क्वेश्चन। मैम आई एम एडिंग अ क्वेश्चन जस्ट अ बिट। Ma'am, this is the question that student is asking about that score of Duolingo test. कि कितना score required to waive off IELTS?
Yeah, we don't really have that information yet, as we've only heard confirmation today that it's being accepted. What will happen is that once we have absolute confirmation from the director that it's being accepted, then we'll release more information about that. So if the students can just wait for maybe a few days or a week or something, we should have more information then.
Sure, thank you. Ma'am, one student is asking about he has done. Let me just add his question so that question is a bit long. So he's asking that if someone complete his BSc honors in accounting and finance for international business topper from UK in Coventry University, okay, so will he eligible for ACCA, and if so, then how much paper exemption will get he will get in ACCA on the basis of the bachelor from Coventry University?
I'm not sure about that myself. We can always ask the admissions team about that if it's quite a specific question.
I can definitely refer to the admissions team, but what I have heard of is in general, मैं general जवाब दूंगी इसके ऊपर कि if a student has done BSc accounting and finance degree from Coventry, they normally get 9 papers exemption. So, but I need to get back on it as a firm response. So, if Ismail could write it in an email, and I'll get back to you with a firm decision on it. But normally, as a vice versa, अगर कोई student ACCA जैसे अगर ACC background का student है और उसने 6 papers किए हुए हैं ACCA के, we normally accept that student onto second year of our accounting and finance degree. If a student has done 9 papers of ACCA, we accept them onto the top-up degree in accounting and finance. If a student in London campus, if a student has done 9 papers, he can directly qualify for 3 master's courses that we have in London campus. If a student has done 9 papers plus professional ethic module, they can qualify for the courses in Coventry campus directly into the master's degree. So we have ACCA exemptions and we do accept that.
Yeah, I hope Sakib, you have find the answer, and we will raise your query to the admissions at Coventry so that we can give you a specific outcome on the basis of your question. So that's great. So we have another question, ma'am. A student named Zara is asking, is there any kind of monthly stipend scholarship is being offered at Coventry University?
Russ, I think you can answer this question well.
Sure. In terms of a monthly pay, no. That tends to happen more at PhD level, where students would be getting a monthly stipend. For looking at bachelors and masters, that's not really very common in the UK, at least. I can't speak for other countries. Any scholarships that we give to students in terms of a fixed payment amount, we will tell them about what that is initially. It's not done monthly or anything like that.
And just to add on something,
I hope Zara,
have scholarships available for students. So अगर तो कोई national level पे, international level के ऊपर कोई भी sports play कर रहा है, तो उसके लिए हमारे पास sports scholarships हैं students के लिए, and that are available on Coventry website. तो आप वहाँ पे जाके उसके लिए apply कर सकते हैं और details उसकी ले सकते हैं.
Sure. Ma'am, student is asking about a scholarship kind of for the international students of the Pakistan student. As we can see from the past intakes, Coventry University is has been offered some bursaries, you can say, a bit scholarship of 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. So what's the current decision on the September intake?
Sure. So for my intake, हमने my intake के अंदर जो अभी हमारी online my intake run हो रही है, online courses हमने start कर दिए हैं मैं के जो first semester online है और second semester इंशाल्लाह student वहाँ पे खुद जाके attend करेगा. तो उसमें हमने students को 1,500 pounds की scholarship offer की है मई में, which is a regional award जो कि पाकिस्तानी region के लिए है और हर student उसके लिए qualify कर रहा था, उसके लिए कोई grades की requirement नहीं थी और ये हमने मई में students को दी है. सितंबर के लिए हम अभी डिसाइड कर रहे हैं क्योंकि जैसा कि रस ने आपको बताया कि सितंबर के लिए हमारे पास कुछ बड़े प्लान्स हैं, जैसे अकोमोडेशन का हमने आपको बताया, उसके अंदर इससे बहुत ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट पैसे सेव कर रहा है कि उसकी अकोमोडेशन की जिम्मेदारी यूनिवर्सिटी ले रही है. तो इसमें यह है कि हम अभी इसके नेगोशिएशंस के ऊपर हैं, डिस्कशंस के ऊपर हैं. रीजनल अवार्ड जैसा कि मैंने बताया 1500 का मई इंटेक में था. सितंबर के लिए अभी आपको थोड़े दिन में फाइनल अपडेट्स पता चल जाएंगी. तो आई सो वांट के स्टूडेंट्स अपने कंसल्टेंट के साथ इन टच रहें ताकि हम उनको अपडेट करते रहें और वो इंफॉर्मेशन आपके साथ फर्दर जो है वो शेयर कर दी जाए.
Definitely, students, we will guide you inshallah on the scholarship side whenever as soon as we receive any kind of update from Coventry. So thank you so much, ma'am. The next question which students is asking about, what is the last date for to apply in September intake?
So the last date to apply in September is the end of June. In July, even we are accepting applications, but I so want students to complete their process by end of June or mid of July so they can timely apply for their visas.
Sure. Ma'am, here's a question, and student is asking about he has cleared the interview, credibility interview, and is it valid and remain valid for his September intake?
So if the course is same, then it is valid for September intake. If there's a change in the course, then he will be asked few questions about the new course. It will be a shorter form of the interview, छोटा होगा, इतना डिटेल नहीं होगा, लेकिन उसके कोर्स मॉड्यूल्स जो हैं जो चेंज होंगे वो पूछे जाएंगे.
अगर मैम कोर्स सेम रहता तो इंटरव्यू नहीं होगा.
कोर्स अगर सेम है तो इंटरव्यू नहीं होगा दोबारा.
So, Yasin, you have find the answer. Thank you so much, ma'am. The next question which student is asking about, can you please provide detail of kind of fee installment for MSc Data Analytics for September intake?
Sure. So there are 3 installments of the tuition fee. First, student has to pay on getting a cash letter, जो कि 1/3 होती है, which is normally £4,000. 1/3 जितनी भी आपकी टोटल फीस है आप उसको 1/3 पे डिवाइड कर दें. एग्जाम्पल मैंने दे दिया आपको 4,000 का, उससे कुछ ज़्यादा बनती है. ये फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट होती है in order to get their cash letters, which is fully refundable in case of a visa refusal. अगर वीजा रिफ्यूज है तो कोई डिडक्शन नहीं होती और हम फुल रिफंड करते हैं फीस. सेकेंड इंस्टॉलमेंट स्टूडेंट जब वहाँ पे यूके में पहुँचता है इनरोलमेंट के टाइम के ऊपर स्टूडेंट ने पे करनी है. और थर्ड इंस्टॉलमेंट स्टूडेंट 3 से 4 महीने के बाद पे कर सकता है. टोटल 3 इंस्टॉलमेंट्स हैं.
So, thank you so much. I guess Ali, you have find the answer. So, coming to the next question, and the lead is asking about some of the English language courses which Coventry has been offering. So, what are kind of update on these?
So we have English language teaching and applied linguistics. We have creative writing, and there are a lot of number of more courses. So English language teaching and applied linguistics, that is available for students who want to further progress in English.
Okay, ma'am. I guess a student is asking about a kind of pre-sessional classes. So, उसके बारे में भी किस yeah.
जी बिल्कुल, हमारी प्री सेक्शनल क्लासेस होती हैं 5 वीक्स, 10 वीक्स, 15 वीक्स, 20 वीक्स, ये जो टेन्योर है उसका. और बिल्कुल हम ऑनलाइन अभी सिचुएशन अभी जैसे अभी क्लैरिटी नहीं है तो हम इसको शायद ऑनलाइन के ऊपर भी कन्वर्ट कर दें. तो ये जून जुलाई में प्री सेशनल इंग्लिश की ऑनलाइन क्लासेस स्टार्ट हो जाएंगी. लेकिन अगर यूके यूनिवर्सिटीज़ और हाई कमीशन ओपन होती है तो स्टूडेंट वहाँ पे जाके जो है वो ये ऑनलाइन की बजाय खुद फेस टू फेस टीचिंग वहाँ पे जाके कर सकते हैं प्री सेशनल इंग्लिश. सो यस, वी हैव ऑल्टरनेटिव्स अवेलेबल 5 वीक्स, 10 वीक्स, 15 वीक्स एंड 20 वीक्स.
This is a kind of a question which students are very concerned about, that they are applying for the September intake, and what about the refund in case of visa refusal?
So fee is, as I described earlier, that fee is fully refundable in case of a visa refusal. लेकिन refusal आपका किसी ऐसी चीज़ पे नहीं होना चाहिए जो आपने यूनिवर्सिटी से छुपाई है या डिक्लेयर नहीं की. यानी समटाइम्स इस तरह से होता है कि स्टूडेंट का कोई प्रीवियस वीज़ा रिफ्यूज़ल होता है और उसने यूनिवर्सिटी से डिक्लेयर नहीं किया होता और बाद में वीज़ा रिफ्यूज़ल में यूनिवर्सिटी को पता चलता है कि पहले भी रिफ्यूज़ल था इसका. तो कोई भी चीज़ आपने यूनिवर्सिटी से हाइड नहीं करनी. अगर आप कोई भी चीज़ हाइड नहीं कर रहे और आप प्रॉपर तरीके से प्रोसेस से अपना लेके चल रहे हैं तो फी फुली रिफंडेबल है इन केस ऑफ अ वीज़ा रिफ्यूज़ल. बैंक टू बैंक डिडक्शन होती है कुछ नॉर्मली, वो सिर्फ बैंक डिडक्शन चार्जेस होते हैं, वो ट्रांसफर चार्जेस होते हैं. हार्डली मेरा ख्याल है 2,000 या 3,000 डिडक्ट होते हैं, लेकिन यूनिवर्सिटी की कोई भी किसी किस्म की भी डिडक्शन नहीं होती.
And I want to tell our audience that our visa success ratio till now is 100%. So you can apply from through us, and we are trying our level best to achieve what you really want. So yeah. So ma'am, the next question is a kind of bit long question, but he's asking kind of some reason. Is there any policy if we can get admission in September intake and somehow intake is cancelled, like we have experienced in the May intake that first semester was gone online? So what about the second semester? Student is asking about kind of have a you can say a confirmation, but there is no such kind of confirmation as that will he get a visa, as he's already enrolled in the Coventry University. So does this kind of you can say point support his application?
Sure. So let's say I talk about May intake. अगर कोई स्टूडेंट जो मई में ऑनलाइन हमारा कोर्स स्टार्ट कर चुका है और सितंबर में खुदा न खास्ता उसका वीज़ा नहीं लगता, तो वीज़ा ना लगने के ऊपर उसकी फ़ीस रिफ़ंड कर दी जाएगी. वो अपना फ़ी रिफ़ंड ले सकता है. लेकिन मैंने जैसा कि पहले बताया कि रिफ्यूज़ल का रीज़न ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि आपने यूनिवर्सिटी से कोई बात छुपाई है, यानी कि प्रीवियस वीज़ा रिफ्यूज़ल के ऊपर या कोई फेक डॉक्यूमेंट लगाया, कोई फेक बैंक स्टेटमेंट लगाई, या एजुकेशनल डॉक्यूमेंट्स, किसी किस्म की भी फ्रॉडेंट एक्टिविटी अगर उसमें इन्वॉल्व नहीं है तो आपको रिफंड मिल जाएगा। नो मैटर आपने अपना मई में ऑनलाइन कोर्स भी स्टार्ट कर दिया है, सितंबर में अगर आपका वीज़ा नहीं लगता तो आपकी फीस रिफंड कर दी जाएगी। इसी तरह अगर सितंबर का कोर्स ऑनलाइन शिफ्ट हो जाता है और सितंबर के बाद जनवरी में लेट्स सपोज ये अभी कुछ भी क्लैरिटी नहीं है इसके ऊपर, जनवरी में स्टूडेंट का अगर वीज़ा नहीं लगता तो वही वाली चीज़ की फ़ी रिफंड हो जाएगी अगर उसने कोई भी फ्रॉडुलेंट एक्टिविटी नहीं की।
Okay, thank you
I
so
would just
much.
like to actually
And the next,
add to that, if I might do that. For students who have completed their first semester online and passed the course, then it would be almost impossible for them to not get awarded a visa when they come for the second semester, because they've already shown evidence of having attended and passed. So they have shown that they are genuine students. It's not to say that it could not happen. And of course, as here I think was talking about fraudulent documents or things like that, that's a separate matter. But for genuine students who have gone through that process, I mean, the chance of them being refused a visa is almost zero, I would have to say. Very, 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 very low. So they shouldn't worry about that.
yeah. Thank you so much, Raj, for raising a very clear point on that. Yeah, I guess student can have an idea about that. You have added a point that. So coming to the next question, ma'am, student is asking about. Can you see the question on the screen? Student is asking about, he has done BS Aviation Management and Coventry University is offering 1 year of MSc Air Transport Management, which is equal to 16 years of education. Explain, please.
मुझे ये समझ नहीं आ रही कि उनका सवाल क्या है। इन्होंने ऑलरेडी BS एविएशन मैनेजमेंट कॉवेंट्री से कर ली है, लेकिन पूछना क्या चाह रहे हैं बेसिकली है।
बेसिकली मैम पाकिस्तानी एजुकेशन सिस्टम में आपको पता है बैचलर 4 ईयर का और मास्टर 2 ईयर का, एज इन कंपैरिजन टू यूके में द बैचलर इज ऑफ 3 ईयर एंड द मास्टर इज ऑफ 1 ईयर. सो पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट मोस्टली यूज टू गेट कंफ्यूज्ड अबाउट दैट हाउ that qualification relate to our qualification and equivalent to total of, if अगर master qualification हमारी 18 years education है वो किस तरह से इसको complement करती है.
So, अगर आप वो ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि 1 साल का जो यूके में मास्टर्स होता है वो किस तरह से उसकी इक्विवेलेंस का कोई इशू तो नहीं होता, तो उसका इक्विवेलेंस का कोई इशू नहीं होता, क्योंकि जो 1 ईयर मास्टर्स है उसमें उतने क्रेडिट्स पढ़ाए जाते हैं जो कि इवन पाकिस्तान के 2 साल के क्रेडिट से भी ज़्यादा होते हैं. तो इसमें इक्विवेलेंस का आज तक कभी कोई इशू नहीं हुआ, पहले भी नहीं होता आ रहा, तो आपको इस बारे में परेशान होने की बिल्कुल कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है. जो 1 ईयर मास्टर्स है वो यहाँ के 2 साल के मास्टर्स के इक्विवेलेंट है और उसकी कोई इक्विवेलेंस का कोई इशू नहीं है.
I guess Ahmed, you have find the answer. So if you extend the fee, then Coventry University give more scholarships, such as in my intake give 1500 than now. Some of our student has faced this issue that they have applied for the May intake and now they have deferred their offer for the September intake. But now the kind of fee, the total fee of the program has been increased. So students are asking about this. So what's your take on this point?
So this is the reason we are coming up with the Phoenix Award, which is 1 semester free of cost, regardless of whatever grades that you have. So in other words, you will be saving a lot of money. 1 semester means minimum 4 to 5 months. So you don't have to worry about where you will be staying, what accommodation fee, because minimum accommodation cost in the UK is 400 to 600 pounds per month. तो अगर आप इसको मल्टीप्लाई करें कि आप 4 से 5 महीने की अकोमोडेशन आपको मिल रही है जो कि 600 पाउंड पर मंथ के हिसाब से, तो ये तकरीबन 2000 पाउंड से भी बहुत ज़्यादा बनता है जो कि आप सेव कर रहे होंगे. तो यस, वी हैव ऑल्टरनेटिव, जैसा कि बताया हमने फिनिक्स अवार्ड. है और उसके लिए आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं.
Okay, thank you so much. And student has done MS in botany, so can she apply again for the MS for biotechnology?
If she has done it from Pakistan, then yes, she can apply for biotechnology. इसमें बस मॉड्यूल्स जो होते हैं वो हमें देखने होते हैं कि वो मैच कर रहे हैं. तो वो अगर बायोटेक्नोलॉजी के कुछ भी कोर्सेज उन्होंने बॉटनी में पढ़े हैं तो ऑफ कोर्स वो अप्लाई कर सकती हैं. इसमें स्टेटमेंट ऑफ पर्पस आपको बहुत अच्छी लिखनी होगी कि आप ये कोर्स क्यों करना चाहती हैं, आपकी करियर इंस्पिरेशंस क्या हैं, आपके गोल्स क्या हैं, एम्बिशंस क्या हैं. तो प्रॉपर तरीके से आप एप्लीकेशन करें और जो है आई डोंट थिंक सो कि कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी. बिल्कुल आप कर सकती हैं एज लॉन्ग एज कि आपने पाकिस्तान से पढ़ा हुआ है. अगर आपने ऑलरेडी यूके से मास्टर्स किया है और आप एक और मास्टर्स करना चाह रहे हैं तो उसमें फिर बहुत डिटेल्ड आपने एक्सप्लेनेशन प्रोवाइड करनी होती है कि आप क्यों दोबारा एक और मास्टर्स अडॉप्ट करना चाह रहे हैं. तो आप कर सकती हैं अप्लाई.
Thank you so much. The next question is, if someone has passed Coventry English test and credibility interview for the May intake, does it valid for the September intake also?
Yes, that is valid for September intake as well, as long as the course is same. अगर same course है तो फिर credibility interview दोबारा नहीं होगा. अगर course change है तो फिर जो नया course है उसके modules दोबारा से पूछे जाएंगे और जो इंग्लिश टेस्ट है वो आपका वैलिड होता है. अगर आपने पास कर लिया ऑलरेडी इंग्लिश टेस्ट और सेम कोर्स है आपका, यानी इस तरह नहीं है कि पहले आप बैचलर्स में थे और बाद में आप मास्टर्स में जा रहे हैं, कोर्स सेम है, डिसिप्लिन सेम है, तो वही इंग्लिश टेस्ट और वही क्रेडिबिलिटी इंटरव्यू एक्सेप्टेबल होगा.
आई होप मोहसिन आपको आपका आंसर मिल गया. थैंक यू सो मच मैम. द क्वेश्चन इज, स्टूडेंट इज आस्किंग अबाउट bit clarification in the installment section. As you have mentioned कि आपने बताया कि there are 3 installment plan, so student is asking about some other breakdown.
It cannot be 4 installments, total 3 installments ही होती हैं. First installment at the time of applying your CAS, second installment on enrollment and third installment जब आप अपना second semester start कर रहे होते हैं उससे पहले. इससे ज़्यादा further इसमें relaxation नहीं है. 3 installments हैं total और ये इसी तरह रहता है process.
I guess Zara is very active with us and she has been asking question again and again for a bit clarification. That is really great. So she has asked a question now. So
if you have a study gap, you need to give its explanation कि study gap आपका क्यों था. Study gap acceptable नहीं होता. Study gap के दौरान अगर आप कोई जॉब कर रही हैं, कुछ आपका एक्सपीरियंस है, आपकी फील्ड से रिलेटेड है, तो वो आपने जस्टिफाई करना होता है. अगर हम इसको क्लियर कर भी देंगे तो आपसे वीज़ा ऑफिसर यही सवाल करेगा कि आपका स्टडी गैप क्यों था. तो इसको आपने जस्टिफाई करना है. एज लॉन्ग एज आप उसको जस्टिफाई करिए और वी आर सेटिस्फाइड और आप वीज़ा ऑफिसर को भी सेटिस्फाई प्रॉपरली कर पाई हैं तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. बट अगर आपने उस गैप को जस्टिफाई ही नहीं किया तो फिर एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं होगा.
Sure, thank you so much. Ma'am, students are again asking about a clarification. Will September intake start on time? So let's contribute to the comment in a single.
That's very hopeful. We daily discuss this point on regular basis, on weekly basis, on monthly basis. We have all the plans set up for September intake. So I don't think that you need to worry. In case if there isn't, then we have January intake, we have May intake. But at the moment, there is no problem. We are smoothly running everything, and I don't think so. Russ, do you want to add anything here?
Yeah, no, I know that it's obviously quite a common topic of questions for students at the moment. Everyone's concerned about September. We are definitely trying to push ahead with our September business as usual. As Hira was saying, if for some reason we can't, although I think that we will be able to run it, if for some reason we can't, we do have the opportunity to maybe push it back a month, or students can go in January instead, whatever it might be. It's not that much of a gap, but we fully intend to run September, business as usual at Coventry University.
Sure. Thank you so much. Ma'am, I guess last question we need to answer as time is quite running out. So, student is asking about that if anyone take admission online in the May intake, as Coventry has launched the May intake online, so he will pay. Does he need to pay all his tuition fee before getting a cash letter in August?
Okay. So ऑनलाइन कोर्स के लिए आपको फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट पे करनी है और आप अपने ऑनलाइन क्लासेस स्टार्ट कर देंगे. जो सेकेंड इंस्टॉलमेंट है वो आप इनरोलमेंट यानी कैश आई रिपीट इट अगेन. फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट आप पे करेंगे जब आप ऑनलाइन क्लासेस स्टार्ट करेंगे, यानी अगर आप मई में स्टार्ट करना चाह रहे हैं तो आप उसकी फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट अभी पे करेंगे. सेकेंड इंस्टॉलमेंट आप पे करेंगे बिफोर द इशुएंस ऑफ कैश से पहले, यानी सितंबर में आप अगस्त सितंबर में आप सेकेंड इंस्टॉलमेंट पे करेंगे और सितंबर अक्टूबर यानी इनरोलमेंट पे आपने थर्ड इंस्टॉलमेंट पे करनी है. ठीक है. तो सेकेंड और थर्ड जो है वो साथ साथ हैं, यानी सेकेंड आप पे करेंगे कैश से पहले और थर्ड आप पे करेंगे इनरोलमेंट के ऊपर जब आपका वीजा लग जाता है.
Thank you. Thus, I really need to talk about that how your experience with the prospects consulting. So our audience are very keen to know about your experience with us.
Sure. From my point of view, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Been great. Been a very useful and very straightforward partner with Coventry whilst we've been working together. I've been very impressed with the standard of the students as well coming through. Been very good students, very good applications. The service is excellent, prompt with responses when we need them. Yeah, I can't think of any bad things to say at all, to be honest. It's all been very good so far. Thank you very much. Prospect is one of our key partners in Pakistan.
Thank you so much, Raj, for believing in us and supporting us. Yeah, that's it. So over to Ma'am Hira. Ma'am, आप थोड़ा सा शेयर करें कैसे एक्सपीरियंस रहा है. And obviously we are very privileged to work with the Coventry University as Coventry is the leading recruiter in the Pakistan. So थोड़ा सा आप भी शेयर करें अपनी एक्सपीरियंस.
जी, बहुत अच्छा. प्रॉस्पेक्ट्स के साथ जो है वो स्टाफ हाईली ट्रेंड है, हाईली मोटिवेटेड है, एनर्जेटिक है और मैंने खुद देखा है कि ये बहुत एफर्ट्स करते हैं अपने स्टूडेंट्स को इन प्रिपेयरिंग देम फॉर द इंटरव्यू. हर चीज़ के लिए फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच लेवल बिल्कुल मेहनत करते हैं और वो नज़र आती है जब इनके स्टूडेंट्स के वीज़ाज लगते हैं तो बहुत खुशी होती है कि स्टूडेंट्स के ऊपर वाकई मेहनत की गई है. सो दिस इज़ द बेस्ट थिंग अबाउट देम कि जिस तरह से ये बच्चों को बिठा के उनको समझा रहे होते हैं, गाइड कर रहे होते हैं, प्रॉपर गाइडेंस. इवन इंग्लिश टेस्ट से पहले प्रोसीजर, पैटर्न, क्रेडिबिलिटी इंटरव्यू के ऊपर व्हाट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस विल बी आस्क्ड. इट्स नॉट जस्ट हम वो सवाल कर रहे होंगे, वीज़ा ऑफिसर भी वो सवाल कर रहा होगा. बहुत से ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं जिनको क्रेडिबिलिटी इंटरव्यू का आइडिया ही नहीं होता कि ये क्या चीज़ है और वो फेल हो जाते हैं और आई एम अफ्रेड कि फेल हो जाएं तो फिर जाहिर बात है फिर उनके लिए कोई चांस नहीं होता. तो ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि स्टूडेंट को प्रॉपर तरीके से गाइड किया जाए, उन्हें बताया जाए, उन्हें प्रिपेयर किया जाए कि आपसे किस किस्म के सवाल किए जाएंगे, आप क्यों यूके आना चाहते हैं, आपके एम्बिशंस क्या हैं, फोकस क्या है, आपके करियर इंस्पिरेशंस क्या हैं. बहुत से स्टूडेंट्स इन सवालों में बहुत ब्लैंक होते हैं, ब्लाइंड होते हैं या उनको ये जवाब आते हैं लेकिन वो बोल नहीं पाते. तो कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल उनका जो है वो ये बिल्कुल एक एजेंट की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है कि वो उसको जो शाइनेस है, जो कॉन्फिडेंस है उसको सामने लेके आए. दे आर डूइंग वेरी गुड जॉब, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं और इंशाल्लाह हमारी भी सपोर्ट है और ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर यू गाइस.
Thank you, ma'am. And I really want to mention in the end that we are providing our consultancy on the free basis. The reason is that we are the official representative of Coventry University in Pakistan. So whoever wants to apply in the Coventry, do contact us. We have provided our details in the comment section. We have provided our details on the post, so you can contact us. And we are very privileged to say this that till now we have 100% visa success ratio. So yeah, ma'am, just we are wrapping with the session. Just quickly summarize in the, you can say, आज हमारी क्या किन पॉइंट्स के ऊपर हमने बात की सर, क्विकली स्टूडेंट के लिए अगर हम समराइज कर दें।
सो क्विक समरी ये है कि जी बिल्कुल आइल्स के जो है वो बैकअप ऑप्शंस हैं हमारे पास। इंग्लिश टेस्ट हम अपना ऑनलाइन करने जा रहे हैं इंशाल्लाह अगले महीने से, ठीक है जी। और क्रेडिबिलिटी इंटरव्यूज हमारे ऑलरेडी हो रहे हैं। अगर कोई स्टूडेंट अभी अप्लाई करना चाहता है बिल्कुल अप्लाई कर सकता है। एडमिशन सितंबर के भी ओपन है, मई के भी ओपन है और जनवरी 2021 के एडमिशन्स भी ओपन है। आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। आप बिल्कुल अपने प्रोसेस को जो है वो स्टार्ट करें। और यूके बिल्कुल ओपन है। कोविड-19 की वजह से जो सारा कुछ है हम बिल्कुल रेडी हैं हर चीज़ के लिए। सितंबर इनटेक फुल फ्लेज हर चीज़ पायलट रन है। और इंशाल्लाह जनवरी, अगर खुदा न खास्ता आप सितंबर में नहीं जा पाते, जनवरी इनटेक है, मई इनटेक है। फ्लेक्सिबल एंट्री रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं। कॉवेंट्री 15 रिक्रूटर 15 रैंक यूनिवर्सिटी है, टॉप रिक्रूटर है पाकिस्तान से। 2 कैंपसेस हैं, लंदन कैंपस है, कॉवेंट्री कैंपस है। अपकमिंग स्कॉलरशिप अभी हम और 1 हफ्ते तक अपनी वेबसाइट के ऊपर अपडेट कर देंगे। उसका थोड़ा सा हमने बता भी दिया कि फीनिक्स अवार्ड के नाम से हम उसको इनिशिएट कर रहे हैं, जो कि स्टूडेंट्स की हेल्थ एंड वेलबींग को फोकस करते हुए कि वो कहाँ जाके रहेंगे, क्या सर्कमस्टांसेस हैं, उनको देखते हुए ये डिसाइड की गई है। तो ये बेस्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि आप अगर आना चाह रहे हैं यूके तो आप अभी से अपना प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करें। और बिल्कुल वी आर हियर टू वेलकम यू।
Yeah. And thank you so much, ma'am. You have discussed so many things about Coventry, and I can see I'm very excited that students are very keen to apply for the Coventry University soon. Yeah, and Alhamdulillah, we have the best team to train on the credibility interviews. We have the expert staff to guide on the student consultancy. So, students, you are very open to contact with us, as Coventry University has mentioned very good remarks about us. So thank you so much, Russ, for being so humble, being so kind, and you have guided the student very well. And I am very hopeful that student get a lot of information from you. So thank you so much for your time. And ma'am, your enormous support has been the key for our success. So thank you so much again for with us. So I guess we are wrapping now, and do you need to add any points?
Thanks a lot. If student has any concerns, they can drop their message or they can write to Prospects Consulting and they'll get back to us. We'll respond back with a firm response. Thanks a lot, guys, for having us here today. Thank you a lot. All the best.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Russ. Thank you so much. You can contact with us. You can drop your details so that our team member will contact you back. जो कोई भी interested है, आप अपनी details provide कर सकते हैं. I can see you have been asking number of questions, but due to the time limitation, we haven't answered you all of your questions. So you can discuss your question with us. Our expert will answer your question. कोई भी आपको किसी किस्म की गाइडेंस चलती, do contact with us. Thank you so much. दुआ में याद रखिएगा. अल्लाह हाफिज.